In today's video, I'll be talking about the Páramo Torres Gilet 10-year-old review. Keep watching to find out more. Hi everyone, welcome back to River and Dale Adventures. My name's John and today I'm talking about the Páramo Torres Gilet. So this gilet, much like my mutant rucksack, I bought it back when I was in college, just before I went and started doing my work experience, my first centre down in South Wales. And it was my first experience of Páramo. My lecturer had done a whole lecture on Páramo for us at college, but this was my personal first experience. I bought it because I liked it. And my first use, where I really kind of got to get a grips with it, I went to a Welsh quarry. My family had come to visit for the weekend, and we went to the local quarry. I found out it was the same quarry that my college had actually taken me to, and we'd done some climbing in a residential the year before. But it started raining whilst we were out there, and I was in my jeans and t-shirt, and I had this gilet on. And by the end of it, my jeans and my t-shirt were soaking wet, apart from where the gilet was covering my body. And even when I put my hands into the pockets, even they weren't wet, which is was quite a shock to me, because all the time prior to that I'd been having regatta and Rab and Montane jackets that were all shell jackets that used Isotex or Gore-Tex. So Páramo, for those who don't know, they are a directional clothing systems brand. It's a topic for another video, but in brief, they're what people refer to as the Marmite brand. You either love them or you hate them. Because they're not a hard shell, they don't have the same credit of being fully waterproof by some people, but at the same time, there are people that are devoted to them. And I personally, I'm a fan. I do find them quite good, but that's all because of my experience that I had with them. So one of the reasons I do like Páramo is that they use LiQWYD analogy as their waterproofing system. Again, subject for another video, but the long and short of it is that they create the best durable water repellent finishes on the market, and that they are environmentally friendly. So being that they don't use any PFCs or polyfluorocarbons. So they are much, much better for the environment. They've been like that for as long as I've been known of them. So at least that's at least 10, 15 years. So they are a very, very, very good company. But at the same time, like I say, they're Marmite ones. So that topic for another video. But moving on. This is now used in my ML pack. Main reason being is because it packs down so small, and because of how warm it actually can get when you're being active. It works out as being a very, very useful jacket or little throw over when I've stopped for lunch or something like that when I'm on a mountain. Or if it is a little bit breezier and a bit chillier that day, but I still want to have mobility in my arms, then it means I can still regulate my body temperature, but still keep that core temperature nice and warm. So it is a very versatile piece of kit, and I do really quite like using it. So let's have a look at some of the features. So all these first features, these are definitely the pros. So the first one is that it is made of a very tight weave polyester fabric. So polyester, obviously very, very strong, not quite as strong as nylon, but it doesn't stretch quite like nylon does. So it does keep its shape quite nicely. This is the ripstop sort of kind of design of it, so it does make it actually quite windproof. So it does keep the worst of the chill off you. I know your arms are exposed, but it does keep the worst off the body, and that's the purpose. The insulation in this, I believe, is 100 grams per square meter. However, I can't guarantee that because it is the 10-year-old model. There is a newer model which is 100 GSM fill weight, but this one obviously might have lost some of its weight over the time. 10 years old, can't complain really. So a couple of the other features. So one of the big ones is this pocket here is the same size that you can fit a bog standard map in. So just like that. And it also gives you an idea of what size this pocket is when you go and fold it down, because it packs into this pocket as well. And that video should be playing up in this top corner here. So you can see how easy it is to pack it in. The bonus obviously of that as well is it works out as quite a nice little impromptu pillow. So I have used it on occasion when I've had to do an overnight stay somewhere that I'm in my sleeping bag, just need a little bit extra layer, and folded this up, popped it underneath the shoulder. It's very, very comfortable. Inside we have another chest pocket. So there's a little mesh pocket there, which is perfect actually for a half-litre water bottle. So it does fit that in there quite nicely. It also fits a few other little items. And yeah, it's a really quite nice one. Down at the bottom here, we also have a double zip, so it can be used with harnesses. So you can put it over the top of your harness, and you can still access the belay loop on your harness. So really nice in that respect. Now, when it comes to features that are not so good for me, one thing is the colour. Now, I'm a fan of black. I do like black, but obviously at the same time, I'm aware that black is not the most ideal colour for out on the mountains. When you're out there and you've got bell heather, which can be ranging from anything from like dark purple to bright purple, especially in the autumn months, you end up blending in with it in the autumn months. Likewise, when you're out, if you're out on the North Wales, for example, North Wales is very dark grassland and moorland as well. So again, it doesn't really show up that well. So that's the reason why most of my garments are either bright yellow or red. Like my rucksack is red as well, my tent is red. And the whole purpose, my bothy bag for emergency shelter is bright yellow actually. So the main reason I prefer brighter colours on the mountain is I want to be able to be noticed. You know, as a professional mountain leader, I do want to be able to be noticed by my group. I want to be noticed by Mountain Rescue in the event that I ever need to call them. And wearing black is not necessarily the best thing. I mean, this is designed by Páramo as what they refer to as their overlayer system. So it's designed that you put it over your waterproofs or over your t-shirts and things you're wearing at the time to give you that little bit extra warmth when you stopped or when you're on a slower pace section, and then you take it off. But obviously, if I'm sat waiting for emergency services, it will be one of my insulating layers that I put on. So I would prefer it to be more visible. Like I said before, this is the older version, so there is a newer one that might have new colours, so don't hold me to it. They might have different colours and different shades, but if memory serves, what I've seen so far are still fairly dark colours. Bit of a niggle really, it's nothing really that's a problem, but it's just one of those things. The other thing, and you should be seeing a picture about here somewhere for me, is that the hem is a little bit short. It is Lycra, so it's not adjustable, and it's a little bit shorter compared to other jackets and things. So when you go and put a harness over the top, it does ride up even further, which can make it not quite as good for keeping the small of your back as warm. But again, it's a niggle. Considering it's a layer that's not intended to actually wrap around underneath the lower portions of your body, it is a body warmer effectively. So I don't hold it too much against that one. But overall, if I was to review this, I would still give it a 5 out of 5, because those two things are, like I said, they're minimal. When you consider everything you've got, the windproof, the lightweight, the packability, the fact that it is actually one of the most durably water repellent materials I've got. I haven't reproofed it at all in the 10 years I've had it, and it still beads water occasionally. Obviously, it still, after a period of time, will wet out, but it gives me a lot more protection than many of the other layers out there that tout to be water repellent when you buy them first. So there's a lot of pros and cons to it, but I do really like this jacket. So yeah, 5 out of 5, and that kind of brings us to it. You know, I think that that's the end of our video today. So if you liked what you saw, if you've got any opinions on it, then give us a thumbs up, comment below. Remember to click that subscribe button, and tune in to keep watching more videos. So until the next time, see you later.
Oh.